So with the Minnesota Vikings trying to figure out the quarterback situation, I decided to help them out a bit. Let's just add a quarterback that we all know and love, Randall Cunningham, to go with Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy. Because who needs a quarterback competition when you have a legend on your team? That's right, guys. I'm adding the legendary Randall Cunningham to the 2024 Minnesota Vikings. And also, I gotta give a huge RIP to the Minnesota Vikings cornerback who recently passed away. Nonetheless, though, today we have good news. The Vikings are going to become a good team because they got Dallas Turner. And they got an updated schedule. And they start off their schedule versus the Giants, which should be easy. 49ers can be tough. Texans are tough. Packers are tough. Jets are tough. Lions are tough. Oh, lordy, this schedule, man. Colts are kind of easy. Jags, they could win. They could beat the Titans. They could beat the Bears. Bears going to be tough. Cardinals, that's winnable. Falcons, winnable. At least one of the two Bears games, they'll probably win. Seahawks game, I think they can win that game. They can win one of the two Packers games, and then they play the Lions again. Wow. Randall's going to have a very, very interesting season ahead of him. But let's start off week 1 where they beat the Giants, okay? We're starting off on a positive note, okay? Week 2, they play the 49ers. A little bit of a more tough game to go about. But I have faith in this team that they win. Okay, now they play the Texans. I just gotta remember also, having a legend quarterback does help you out immensely. It really projects very well when you have 2 elite receivers plus an elite quarterback. And currently they are 4-0 with that matchup. And then they lose their first game to Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. Going into the bye week, currently they are 4-1. They play the 3-2 Detroit Lions. They currently lead the division until this game. Depending on how this game goes, could dictate how that statement holds water or not. And they lose to the Lions, which actually puts them now at number 2 in the division. They play the Rams, which I just made a video about the Rams. And they beat the Rams, which, according to my last video, the Rams are going to suck this season anyway, so. They beat the Indianapolis Colts. They play the Jacksonville Jaguars in Jacksonville. They win that game as well. So now they play the 5-4 Titans. Alright, it's actually going a lot better than I expected it to go. Again, I don't really know what to expect going into some of these videos. So when they work out, I give double thumbs up and say, let's go. Alright, they beat the Cardinals, and now they play the 6-6 Atlanta Falcons. Let's 55-10. Alright, so Randall Cunningham's a huge W. Apparently, he's a huge W addition to this squad. He did take them to a 13-1 record. He only played for them, by the way, for like 3 seasons. Randall Cunningham was known for the Philadelphia Eagles, where he played there. But when he played with the Minnesota Vikings for 3 seasons, he actually did take them to a 13-1 season one of those years. He did get hurt, though, so he didn't play the whole season, but hey, good enough. So they end up going 14-3 and winning the NFC North. But because the Cowboys also went 14-3 and they don't play the Cowboys win the conference. Solid. So they would have won the conference if not for those dang Cowboys. And the worst team in the league is the New York Giants at 1-16. How good are the Rams in this franchise? 7-10? Kind of right around where I expected them to be in a Madden franchise right now. Let's just take a look at stats. Randall Cunningham, 4,200 yards, 31 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He also did have 209 yards on the ground and 1 touchdown. Not bad. Overall wise, pretty decent. 1,300 yards for Jay Jettis, but Addison only had 834 yards. Hawkinsock had 846 yards, and Powell had 718. Nice. Alright, so let's look at sacks. 10 sacks for Van Grinkle. Jonathan Greenyard had 9.5. going down this list here before we actually hit our boy Dallas Turner with a half a sack for the year. Didn't have a fantastic first year at the Vikings, but you know what? It's a possibility. By the way, second in MVP for Randall Cunningham. It's a possibility they go win a Super Bowl. So let's see. Week one. Wild card playoffs. That's what I'm trying to say. They play the Bears. And they lose to the Bears. Well, shout out to a fantastic season losing to the Bears. Did they lose to the Bears in the season? They lost to them in Week 12. And they beat them in Week 15. And then they lost to them in the playoffs. So now we got a little bit of an interesting division around playoffs. Sadly, Randall Cunningham could not get the Vikings past the first round in the playoffs, which I don't think he got them past the first round in the playoffs when he did play, so it's not like majorly different. But we have a Chargers versus Bears Super Bowl. So at least he lost to the team that would go ahead and make it to the Super Bowl. And the Chargers versus Bears, survey says the Bears beat the Chargers in the Super Bowl. All right, Caleb Williams is MVP. Solid. Kind of surprised that the Offensive Player of the Year wasn't Randall Cunningham. If he was second for MVP award, usually that guy ends up becoming the Offensive Player of the Year, but didn't happen in this franchise. Also, this is one of my franchises that usually never happens, that Caleb Williams did not win Rookie of the Year on offense. He didn't. Roman Duze did, which is kind of funny because that's his wide receiver, but at least he didn't win. I'm happy about that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next one.